Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second podcast from the Forest School series. On today's episode of the podcast, I will be talking about my experience as a leader within a forest school settings and how I dealt with someone much less enthusiastic and energetic about the time spent in the forest, or so I thought. Once a week for 3 weeks, I have been the leader of a group of children between 7 and 10 years old. During the first session, we played a game with everyone and then let the children choose their leaders. By doing so, we already showed them they have freedom to choose whoever they want and that we trusted them with their choice. This exercise also made the environment more friendly as the kids choose those who felt safe with. Even from that first session, I noticed that the only girl from my group, let's call her Trixie, did not seem enthusiastic nor willing to get involved as the others did. She was quiet and reserved. I assumed that she acts like that as she's around new people, but then I realized that she knew the other two kids from her group. That made me think, why is Trixie quiet? At first, after some discussion with other leaders, I concluded that Trixie would be happier if she worked by herself in a quieter zone. On the next session, I have tried this theory, and I was surprised that that week she interacted with the others, which made my first theory wrong and came back to the question, why is Trixie quiet? This time I took a different approach and I looked at two psychological models, behavioral and humanistic. Behavioral model focuses on how people's actions are established from the interaction with the environment, as well as interaction between emotions, actions, and social and physical environments. Rogers and Hill define the humanistic model as concentration on one's experience of life that focuses on three aspects: genuineness, empathy, and non judgmental care. As it is a forest school environment, Trixie already uses the behavioral model as she demonstrated when she chopped the end of a twig to create a perfect marshmallow holder. She interacted socially with the environment when her group went to search for a good twig, and physically when she looked for a spot to sit down and start chopping the twig. What I did try, and I am keep trying, is to use the humanistic model as well by making her experience with the forest school a memorable one. Encourage her to challenge and discover herself through small tasks, such as making her own kindling for fire. If she feels overwhelmed or gets frustrated by the task, I will emphasize with her by showing that I am struggling as well to do the same task. Or I will provide more advice in a non judgmental way. For example, I will say something like, have you tried to hold a knife in this position? Or, what do you think your strengths are? The second question is leading the outcome to a more self discovery approach, making her think at the positives instead of feeling like she has a weakness. I will end up the second episode of the podcast here. Thank you for listening, and I will let you know the progress, if any, Trixie made.